What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with a transfer update video. Breaking news today, people, on match day, and that is that Arsenal have opened talks with Bayern Munich to sign French under-21 winger Mathys. He's a very fast winger, plays predominantly on the left-hand side for Bayern Munich. French under-21 international, can actually play through the middle and on the right as well. Quick, dynamic winger. And Arsenal have opened talks with Bayern Munich about a potential loan deal and bringing him to the club this January. Now, let's go into a little bit more detail surrounding the deal, talk about the player a little bit. Now, Mathys is a very quick player for Bayern Munich. At the moment, he's their fifth choice winger. He can't get in their team. They've got Serge Gnabry. They've got Kingsley Coman on that left-hand side. On the right-hand side, they've got Michael Olise and Leroy Sané. He is currently the fifth choice winger. It's interesting because over the years, we've all expected Serge Gnabry to come back to Arsenal. We've been linked with Leroy Sané a number of times. We've been linked with Kingsley Coman. And we were linked with Michael Olise when he was at Palace. But Mathys, who Thierry Henry was managing him in the French under-21s, one of his quotes was, he's an extraordinary player capable of making something out of nothing. Every time he's on the pitch, he's a constant threat and creates chances every time you get the ball to him. Obviously, always nice to hear some compliments from the King Thierry Henry, of course. Why are Arsenal going for him? Well, he came out a few days ago and publicly stated that he wants to move from Bayern Munich due to lack of game time. Obviously, with the four wingers that are ahead of him, his opportunities are very limited at the moment. With the World Cup coming up in 2026, he feels that he needs to play consistent first-team football to have a chance of getting called up to that French squad. At the moment, he's in the under-21s, hasn't quite made it into the French national team yet. Last season, 30 appearances, majority of them coming from the bench, 7 goals and 5 assists. Only 8 appearances this season, nearly all of them off the bench. Game time extremely limited. He's a young, exciting prospect, played for Rennes over there in France, got the move to Bayern Munich, and after having a good season last season, you know, they added Michael Olise to the list of wingers, and he just can't get in that team with the 4 wingers that are ahead of him at the moment. Now, let's go into a little bit more detail. Obviously, Thierry Henry has said some great things about him. He may have spoken to him about Arsenal in the past. And Vincent Kompany is the Bayern Munich manager. He was obviously the captain of Manchester City when Mikel Arteta was the assistant manager. So they will have worked together. They will surely have a good relationship. Although, to be fair, this is the same Vincent Kompany that sold Sambi Lokonga to Mikel Arteta and called him the new Yaya Toure. So I don't know how that relationship is after that. The stumbling block at the moment, people, the stumbling block is that Bayern Munich want him to go on loan and come back to the club in the summer. Leroy Sané's contract is up. Kingsley Coman's contract has been up in the air, and there's been doubts over his long-term future. There may be a long-term solution that Tell goes back to Bayern Munich and gets in that team or within the squad. Bayern Munich are looking for a straight loan and then for him to come back to Bayern Munich in the summer. Arsenal want an option to buy. Arsenal are probably thinking, look, if we bring this guy here and he does fantastic and the fans love him, we don't want him to just go back to Bayern Munich. We want to have the option of buying him in the summer if he was a big success at the football club. Now, Mathys was linked to Chelsea quite heavily over the last couple of weeks. There were doubts over his long-term future. As I said, over the last couple of days, he's come out publicly and said he wants to leave. He wants regular football. And obviously, Chelsea have been at the forefront of the links with him. Now, what we're reading in this report is that Chelsea are actually not the front runners for him, because Mathys himself apparently is saying that he sees a lot of competition at Chelsea and thinks that his game time could be restricted. We know that Chelsea want another winger. Mudryk is banned. They've obviously got Neto, and Cole Palmer can play out there, Madueke. They've got a number of options, but they are being heavily linked with a move for Garnacho, and that would be a permanent deal. And apparently Chelsea are more interested in that deal. Manchester United, Tottenham, and some clubs in France are being linked with him as well. A lot of the reports, Miguel Delaney has put the big report out today saying that he's very keen on a move to the Premier League. Reports actually saying that Arsenal are favourites to get him out of the English clubs. I mean, Tottenham are not doing anything at the moment, really. Manchester United are struggling. He would have an opportunity to go into an exciting Arsenal team that are still in the Champions League. United and Tottenham aren't. Play in London, you know, the French connection with Thierry Henry. I'm sure he may have a word with him and recommend the club. And we've got obviously French players here as well, the likes of Saliba. So I think we could be in the driving seat to get this deal done. Now, how do you guys feel about this? So, number one, how good do you think he is? Some of you may have watched him quite a lot. I've seen him quite a few times. I think he's an exciting player. Do Arsenal take him if it's just a loan and there's no option to buy? I still think Arsenal should do that. I think we just need somebody now that comes in and helps us. I know it would be disappointing if he came to the club and he lit up the Premier League and there was no option to buy him. But I would still be actively seeking this deal for me. We need bodies, people, across that front line at the moment. Now, listen, I've made my point clear over the last few weeks. Arsenal need a striker more than a winger. But I'd love to see Arsenal get a winger and a striker. We should have got Kvaratskhelia from Napoli, but he's gone to PSG. I don't know why we didn't make a move there. Maybe it's financial. Maybe we can't spend 60 million on a player in the January window. Mathys Tel, how good do you guys think he is? He's quick, he's direct, he's very lively, good in 1v1 situations. I suppose the question I would ask the community, you guys who have maybe seen him more than me if you watch the Bundesliga, is he better than Martinelli and Trossard? I'm always interested in, are you better than the players that we are playing in that position at the moment? I have not seen enough of him to know whether that's the answer or not. I know he's a live wire. I know he's quick. He had a good season last season. He hasn't been in the French squad yet, and he's the fifth choice winger at Bayern Munich. Does it bother you if we get him on loan with no option to buy? Or do you think Arsenal should say, look, if we don't have an option to buy him, we don't want to take him? I think the situation we're in, 29 days into January, I think we're in a scenario now where beggars can't be choosers. And if Arsenal can get a player that they view as somebody who can help us and improve us, then take him on loan, even if there is no option to buy at the end of the day. Listen, you want the option to buy because if he's fantastic for us, you want to say, look, there you go, we've got the option and we're going to buy him and we're going to bring him into the club. So, as I said, 19 years of age, played for Thierry Henry's France under-21 team, and very quick, very lively, plays off the left, can also play through the middle, and good dribbling skills as well, which is something that we've lacked at the moment. But Mathys Tel, breaking news today, Arsenal are in talks with Bayern Munich about bringing Mathys Tel to the club until the end of the season. Bayern Munich looking for a loan with no option or no obligation to buy. Arsenal want to bring him in with an option to buy at the end of the season. You guys let me know in the comments. Is this an exciting signing? Some of you might think that this isn't good enough. You know, I'll be totally honest with you. And I think, you know, a 19-year-old fifth choice winger at Bayern Munich, we need the striker probably more than the winger. I know he can play through the middle, but he predominantly plays off the left. Is this good enough? I look at this in this way, people. If Arsenal buy a good striker and they bring Mathys Tel along with that, then I'm happy with that signing because that's an addition to the main thing that we need. If you sign Mathys Tel and you don't buy a striker, then I think, again, there will be question marks for me over the signing because it's not exactly what we need. It's an addition. He would be a good squad signing for me, but I think we need that centre forward. We need that goal scorer. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Mathys Tel, 19 years of age, on loan from Bayern Munich. Do you think we should bring him in? How good is he? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next video, people. Take care of yourselves. Bless.